Hello, this is Dennis Hunter with One Human Journey. During this video I'm going to be giving you some tips for establishing a regular meditation practice. Now this is assuming you've already had some instruction in meditation. If you need instruction on how to meditate, you can find videos on the One Human Journey mobile app or onehumanjourney.com. So assuming you've had some basic instruction, I think there are 7 things that you should keep in mind when you start to establish a regular meditation practice. First of all, just do it. Don't give up. Meditation can seem really challenging at times, and what a lot of people find when they first start to do regular meditation practice is that it's really the first time they're sitting down with their minds and trying to be still and trying to be centered and focused in the present moment. And that's really the first experience that they have of how wild and agitated and crazy their minds actually are. So what happens with a lot of people at this point is that they see that experience and they get disheartened and they give up. And that's a little bit like someone who takes piano lessons and after 3 lessons they give up because they can't play a Beethoven piano concerto. Nobody in their right mind would really expect to be able to play a Beethoven piano concerto after 3 lessons, but somehow a lot of people seem to have this expectation that they should immediately be able to sit down and be completely present with no distraction, and the mind won't wander from the object of meditation, and that's just not realistic. It's called meditation practice for a reason, so we need to work with it and keep practicing. Don't give up and don't be disheartened when it seems difficult. Number 2, it's really helpful if you can be consistent about your meditation practice. Consistency and regularity of practice are really the keys to unlocking the power of meditation. So it's more important if you can do meditation in small increments on a regular basis, daily if possible, even if it's only 5 minutes. That's better than doing it, say, for an hour every 2 weeks. It's a little bit like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't brush your teeth for 2 hours on Saturday. You brush your teeth a little bit every day, and that's what keeps your teeth healthy. So think of meditation that way as well. And also, practice whether you feel like practicing or not. If you only practice when you feel like practicing, then somehow your ego is somehow controlling your practice, and that's really missing the point. Don't be discouraged when meditation seems difficult, and don't get particularly carried away with elation when it seems easy or joyful. Simply note your experience and note it without judgment and keep practicing. Number 3, don't bite off more than you can chew. Particularly as a beginning meditator, it's important to practice in manageable bite-sized chunks. A typical recommendation for beginners in the practice is 10 minutes a day. You could try that in the morning or in the evening. Try it both times, see what works for you, and then try to stick to a regular schedule with your practice. But don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't try to practice for 3 hours if you're a beginner, because you simply won't have the endurance. It's like a little bit like running a marathon. You don't simply start out running 26 miles. You start running short runs and then longer runs, and you build up to being able to run a marathon. But decide in advance how long you're going to practice and stick to that. Don't give up in the middle of a session just because it seems difficult. And by the same token, when your meditation session is over, get up, finish it. Don't just keep going because it feels good. Stick to your commitment that you made to yourself. Number 4, I think this is a really practical tip, is use a timer. It may seem really obvious, but this eliminates one of the main distractions in meditation, which is wondering how much time is left during this damn meditation session. So you don't want to be looking at the clock all the time or peeking at your watch. So use a kitchen timer or the timer on your phone. There are also a number of useful mobile apps that you can download that help you time your meditation sessions. You can use an egg timer from the kitchen, whatever it is. Use something that's going to let you relax and not worry about how much time is left left in the session, and we'll let you know when it's over. Number 5, be brave. Meditation, again, can seem really challenging at times, and it's important not to get discouraged when it seems challenging or when you run into obstacles. Experiences in meditation come and go like the weather, and it's our conceptual minds that label the weather good or bad. In meditation, we should try not to cling to pleasant experiences and sustain them and keep them going. And by the same token, we should try not to push away unpleasant experiences or push them down or suppress them. Or the same thing applies to thoughts. If we're having thoughts in meditation, we simply notice that and gently let them go without judging ourselves for being distracted. In meditation, there are no good thoughts or bad thoughts. They're all just thoughts. So we treat them all the same way, with gentleness, relaxation, and the discipline of letting them go and coming back to the present moment, to the object of meditation. Number 6, I think this is really important, to find your space. Find a meditation space that works for you. It could be just a corner of your room where you have a chair or a cushion, maybe some objects that help you remember the goals of your spiritual practice. If your home is completely and totally unworkable as a meditation space, if you have children or dogs and cats running all over the house, actually right now my cats are locked in the other room so they won't run through the video and distract you and me from this session. If you find your home is completely unworkable, you could go to a church, or if you live in an urban area, you probably have meditation centers that you could go to. And that's also really helpful, to go to a meditation center and practice with other people in groups. That will give you a kind of inspiration and support and energy for your practice that you simply won't find practicing alone. And finally, find your support. As you work with meditation, you are going to run into many obstacles. You'll run into obstacles of laziness, you'll run into obstacles of sleepiness, you'll run into wild agitation in your mind, you might develop obsessive thought patterns, you might simply notice the obsessive thought patterns you've always had but you never paid attention to before. Lots of things can come up in meditation, and it's helpful to have the support of someone who's more experienced in the practice and has been through these things and worked with these obstacles before. They can guide you and help you figure out what's going on in your practice and troubleshoot the issues. So if you have access to a meditation center in your area, it's really helpful to talk to someone and get some support. You can also, if you don't have that in your area, you can find support online. There are many websites where you can find meditation instruction, and there are many books also that provide helpful lists of obstacles and ways to apply antidotes to them. So I hope this video has helped you develop some tools for establishing your meditation practice, and please come check out One Human Journey and download the One Human Journey mobile app, and I'll see you there.